You know, it's interesting. The past couple of days, I've been having. Sorry, this is just going to drive me crazy. I'm totally having a Virgo moment. If this is at all like not perfectly aligned, it's going to make me a little crazy. So bear with me. I just finished a May Soul Expansion call. Something really, really powerful occurred. It was like this ceremony of this anointing of the self with this divine blueprint, with this like cloak of light and this mantle of light that we were all given, which was really, you know, sort of the divine blueprint, the divine self, the merging and the integration of, you know, divine purpose, divine blueprint, divine divinity. I mean, it was a really powerful reunification and reclamation of that. And it was this relief. They showed me this like peeling away of this film. It was kind of like, you know, when you get your windows tinted in your car, and then there's that film that's put across the window and you can still see through it and you can still, you know, visibly engage with the world, but that there's this film. And what, you know, they were telling me is that, you know, so much of what we experience in this lifetime is in this density of the 3D Earth experience. There are so many sort of partitions that are placed upon the physical body and the energy body and the mental body and all of that, because we are experiencing life in a very limited environment. That's part of the 3D experience. That's part of, you know, the deal in this you know, sort of the old 3D world. And that now that we are experiencing these higher frequencies and we are now living in this new energetic space and creating and anchored and rooted in this new energetic space, that these films, these barriers, these distortions are released and they're removed. They can be, you know, sort of peeled off because we are now capable of moving through these higher frequencies. It's kind of like, you know, altitude, high altitude. When you go to a really, really high altitude, how at first you feel like you can't get your breath and you might be really, really tired because the body's just not acclimated to that. And that's sort of why we oftentimes have these sort of mechanisms, energetic mechanisms in place within our body and with our energies and our sort of the mental field, so that we can function at the frequency, and then as the frequency raises, these old things can be removed. But it was really, really interesting, and it was so profound. And, you know, normally during the energy work, when I do energy work, whether it's with a group or individuals, normally what I see is, you know, just an outline of the body, and I'm sort of aware of, you know, beings there and the teams that I work with. But, you know, this time it was very clearly a group of, like, this was an anointing. This was like a ceremony. This was you know, I don't know. It was amazing. It was powerful. It was incredible. It was something that I've never really experienced before. And it's very interesting because the past week I've been sensing that something had shifted. I've been sensing that there was something that I wanted to share, and I have been going through, you know, this past week has been really, really crazy energies for me. And, you know, I've shared this before, that there's always a physical component of when energies come in, the body responds in its own way, and the body has its own way of, you know, sort of integrating and working with these energies, and what it releases from the vessel is going to be relative to whoever, you know, wherever we are individually and what we're experiencing in our own world and our own experience. But it's been, you know, a very powerful week of really deep sleeps, of really crazy energy fluctuations. My diet has been all over the place, like really very aware of, you know, big energies coming in this past couple of weeks, especially since the new moon. And a lot of lower abdomen stuff and lower back soreness, lower joints like hips, knees, ankles, soreness or stiffness. Lots of people having lower back problems. Lots of people having lower, you know, abdomen, intestinal stuff, or stuff sort of in the reproductive organs or the pelvic region. So this has been a lot of removal of this stuff, and I wish that I had more clarity around this, but I had to share this, that something really big has shifted. Something very profound has occurred. And I really do feel that there has been a big completion. This was a ceremony. There's a new anointing of this mantle of light and this mantle of divinity and this sovereignty that has been sort of rediscovered, and we are reclaiming it. And it's not something that was, you know, it's always been ours. One of the big lessons that was coming through in the call today was that the ease and the flow has always been there. The gentleness and the delicacy of life and the perfection of life has always been there. It's just that it's been layered and layered and layered with this 3D distortion and this earth distortion, and the experience of the 3D earth school has been all about distortion and limitation. I mean, that's where we are. The 3D earth experience is a school for an infinite being, and it was an experiment to see what would it be like for an infinite being to come to an environment where there is so much limitation and so much distortion and so much density, and how far can we push this density? How much can we limit an infinite being? To what degree can we limit this infinite being and still have it learn and grow and thrive? And we've learned, we know now, sort of, we've gotten the results of the experiment are in. And so now we're remembering, and so much of the work that I've been doing on myself, and so much of the work that has been happening in these soul expansion calls has been about the deletion and the overriding of the struggle program and the adversity program and the suffering program, and how now we can learn through the higher expression. We can learn through going, it's not about going down the up escalator anymore. And I posted this in one of my most recent blog postings about the universes within, and how we are really remembering and reuniting with the truth is that the flow, the unconditional love, the ease, learning through love, learning through joy, learning through abundance, learning through satisfaction, learning through unity, learning through community, that's always been the way. That's always been the way. That's the natural state. Our natural state is one of ease and joy and flow and abundance and expansion. The upward spiral, it's the upward escalator is the way. That's the way it is. But we came to the earth school to learn what it is like to learn and grow through the opposite of that. What is it like to learn through pain? What is it like to learn through struggle? What is it like to learn through brutality? What is it like to learn through pain and violence and anger and fear? And now we know. And so we're remembering, and we are reuniting with and being re-anointed with the truth that the upward spiral is the natural state. And that just came through so powerfully in this last soul expansion call, was this ceremonial re-anointing. I mean, it was a beautiful thing. One of the images was, and during the energy work, I got and I said, okay, now everyone hold out your hands as if you're receiving something. And I saw everyone being handed this robe of light, this cloak of light, and it was everyone being wrapped in this, this fabric of light, and it was a reunion with that, and a marriage with that, and emerging with that divine sovereign purpose. And it was about the soul purpose and the soul blueprint and the divine blueprint and the truth of who we are, that signature that has always existed below the distortion. It's like we took a beautiful diamond and we wrapped it up in a whole lot of shit. But the diamond has always been there, and we've just been digging through it all and peeling back the layers and removing all of this stuff to get back to that truth and to release that density and to remove those layers. And now they're gone, and we are now anointed with and reunited with our truth. In that ease and flow and joy and abundance and community and doing it together, and really sovereignty is the way. That's the truth of who we are. We are these divine infinite beings who chose to come have a finite limited experience, and we wanted to know, well, how much can we learn through, and how much limitation can we pile on, one little grain of sand at a time on that scale, and how far out of balance can we become and still learn and grow and evolve. And now we know, so now that balance is coming back. It was a beautiful, beautiful, powerful thing. And I've been getting the urge or the nudge to share a message the past couple of days, but I just haven't really known what to say. It's been one of those things of like, well, what would I talk about? And now I really know that we have reached a new plateau. We have reached a new level. There is a new dimension that we are in. There is a new reality that we are anchored in, and whether or not we see it is really up to us and what we've got going on up here or in here, and where we're tuned in, and what are we creating from, right? What is the story that we're telling? What are we allowing ourselves to access and believe? What are we drawing from? it's powerful. And I just wanted to share that with you as I was wrapping up the soul expansion call. I've got the MP3 that I'm going to mail out to the attendees. And I can't wait to see what's on tap for June, man. I don't know what June is going to bring. And I finished the last call today. So the next couple of days are going to be me tuning in and starting to bring through information for June. With my energy forecast video, which will be up in several days, which I haven't even started. I don't know what it's going to be. The soul expansion calls for June. I don't know what it's going to be. But there's something new. There's a profound revelation that has just occurred. There has been a reclamation by the collective of this sovereign truth and the anointing of the self and the mantle of light that has been placed upon us now and the reuniting of the self with that true divine blueprint. It's something that really defies description. I don't know really how to put it into words. And, there wasn't much of a point to this video other than just to share this with you. But it's something that I have never seen before. And, like I said, the energy work has never been at this place before. And I've never seen such a ceremonial, it felt like a graduation ceremony. That's what it felt like. I mean, we were getting robes of light that we were putting on, and there was this release of the removal of this film of distortion that was gone. It's gone. It's been wiped away. It's like, when you wash your car and then there's a film of dust on it, and that dust is just, rinsed. It's amazing. It's amazing, and it's powerful, and it's wonderful. So I just wanted to hop on and share that with you, and hopefully I'll have more to share in the next couple of days in terms of clarity around this and maybe more information. But if you want to sort of give it a little bit more insight, read the blog post that's on my page right now. It's the pinned post, I believe. You can also go to my website, thelightones.com, and look on the blog. It's entitled "The Universes Are Within," or "The Universe is Within," or something like that. But it's amazing and it's powerful, and I just wanted to share that with you because, even in the midst of this journey, and and sorry, I keep getting a text. I should have put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Even in the midst of all of these shifts and all of this eternal, infinite, it's a constant evolution. It's a constant growth. It's always opening up to new levels. So I'm always one to say, don't get too caught up on, there's never going to be an end. There's no finish line. So don't get too caught up on like trying to achieve something or say, when am I going to ascend, or when is this going to happen or that going to happen? You're always ascending. You're always in the process of it. It's an eternal expansion. It's a fractal experience. It's always opening up. But there are markers along the path, and there are intersections along the path that are definite moments of like, oh, a chapter just ended, or oh, I just turned a corner, or oh, that was a very pronounced shift. So this, for me, feels like one of those markers have just been crossed. And I just wanted to share that with you. And hopefully in the next couple of days, like I said, I'll have more information to share. But yeah, that's it. Powerful, big stuff. An anointing, a graduation ceremony just occurred. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity to do this work. And thank you to those of you who continue to show up and listen and read and subscribe and watch the things that I share. And for those of you that signed up for the soul expansion calls, I'm so glad you were there, because that was such an amazing, powerful experience. And I'm so happy I got to share it with you. Because something big has shifted, and it's always exciting. And I don't pretend to know exactly what it is. Like I said, I just received that today, and I'm going to, spend the next couple of days sort of sitting with that and trying to figure it out. And I'll share with you whatever I have. But big stuff, big stuff. So that's it. I hope your Sunday's been a good one. I hope you're having a good weekend. If you got a long weekend, working for myself every day is a weekend, really. So, so I'm going to wrap up my soul expansion stuff. I'm going to post this, and I may upload it to YouTube as well. But that's it, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I love you. Have a happy Sunday, and I'll be talking to you in the next couple days. Bye.